crafts, author talks, and more. For more information about the activities and calendar of events, plus other in-person and online resources, visit yumalibrary.org.
What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, we are joined first by Arlyn Galaviz, I believe her name is, and she's from First Bank Yuma, which now has a new name. And
you know what it is?
I should know it because it's my bank, and they sent me something in the mail today, but I forget right now.
We'll find out.
We're going to get that straightened out, and as well as
Buna George. So she's from the Greater Yuma Port Authority. So we're going to learn what's coming into our ports.
And what's so great about it?
I don't know. We're going to see if it's good or bad.
We'll find out. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. And you can stream right now on the Border Radio Facebook page and KAWC YouTube page, and email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma and Imperial Valley Wealth Management, offering solutions for those who value financial planning. YIVWM.com.
Chili from Philly. Nick Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, we have two guests from my bank that I go to.
Nice.
It used to have a different name, and now we found out it's OneAZ. OneAZ. That's what.
Are you cussing?
No. And no.
Oh my gosh, how inappropriate.
It's OneAZ. It's formerly First Bank Yuma. We have Arlyn and Ricardo here with us. Thank you guys for being with us this morning.
We're happy to be here.
Yes,
Yay.
yes. And Arlyn was talking about, she was a little about her voice and kind of.
You have a great radio voice.
Yeah.
Thank you. I gotta tone it down because this thing can blow it up.
Well, we're deaf, so
to speak
we really are
louder.
deaf.
I need hearing aids. So,
Yeah.
Arlyn, last time I saw you, you were working for the mayor.
Yes.
Oh.
You were.
I know.
I was very jealous at the time because I saw that you scheduled everything and made sure he was where he was supposed to be.
Yes.
And,
I want one. You said.
Yeah, that's what I said. I want one. That's what I need in my life. I still don't have it.
But we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
They do over there.
Yeah.
No,
I'm getting close. I'm getting close. Closer to you, Johnny.
Yeah, that's great because I just kind of randomly show up and I'm like, I'm hoping I'm supposed to be here right now. And turns out, I get it right sometimes. But no, so but you're newer to this whole thing, right?
Yes,
you said
no.
like a month?
Yeah, so it's going to be 2 months.
2 months,
in
okay.
3 days, according to Ricardo. So
Okay.
it's been the most exciting and rewarding transition. I was in government for almost 10 years.
Okay.
And so I'm stepping into this finance world during a transition. And I'm just
Yeah.
embracing it, honestly.
Good.
Everything
Enjoy
has
the journey.
been so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sound fun, but you do make it sound fun. It sounds chaotic.
That
but
sounds stressful.
yeah, it sounds like
Don't ask me that question.
Yeah, Ricardo's like, I don't know.
That's why there's
man.
like good balance. You're like, let's just flow. And he's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's always like that. That's a good balance.
It is.
Yes.
It is a really good balance. It
Because
has
sometimes
been.
your head can be in the clouds. You need someone to like drag you back down a little bit.
And then you're fresh blood. You're new to it, the whole
Yeah.
thing. And Ricardo, you've been there for over 20 years.
Over 20
Wow.
years, yes.
Oh wow!
21
So
years.
how old is First Bank Yuma?
So First Bank Yuma started back in 2001. So it's
Okay.
been about 24 years
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
this past September.
Oh wow! Okay,
So,
so back in 2001, and were you always in the financial world, or were you like an ex-government agent like Arlyn?
Ew.
yeah, no, I did not have that stint,
Oh, okay.
unfortunately. But I started in retail. And when I joined the bank, it actually was with Compass Bank. I don't know if you remember
Oh
when
my
Compass Bank
God.
was
My
at that round bank.
first ever bank
Yeah.
in high school. They gave me
I
like a
don't
purple
remember
debit
it.
card.
Yeah, so I was at that round bank on that corner.
I remember.
And started off as a teller, part-time teller, and
Nice.
just kind of moved my way around and continue to embrace the growth in the bank. And
Mhm.
and they've been very supportive throughout the way. And unfortunately, I think it just got to the point where
Mhm.
it made sense to sell.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
OneAZ has embraced us and all of our staff.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what did you do before? Are you from here in Yuma, or?
Yes, I actually was raised in Welton.
Oh wow! Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you
30
was like
miles
big
east.
time for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Moved up to the big city.
I did.
You
I know. I mean, Welton
The
does have a Jack in the
metropolis,
Box now.
Ricardo.
So.
It does, and it has High Tanks Brewing out there too. It has its
Yeah.
own brewery. That's pretty cool.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
Naked
it's totally
Dates.
growing.
Yeah,
Naked
Naked
Dates out there
Dates.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza
Yeah.
place. It's
Yeah.
growing.
So, so in Welton, did you ever have any idea that you'll end up in the financial world? You said you started in retail, but any hopes or dreams, aspiration when you were a youngster in Welton, bored out of your mind?
Yeah, you're like daydreaming.
What did you want to be? What did you want to do?
A pilot or a doctor, and neither one of those panned out.
Oh,
Wow.
Those are high aspirations.
Those are high end.
You could still be a pilot.
I could.
You still
I know.
Yeah,
could.
for fun.
Yeah, for fun. Yeah.
Yeah, in Somerton. There you go.
I'll start with the drone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Start small.
We got to start somewhere.
You started in retail where?
A Target.
Oh, me
Target,
too.
yeah.
That was like one of my first jobs. I hated it. I am not a retail person. Like the cashier, and then they want you to sell credit cards, and I'm like, I don't want you to buy.
So what did you do there, Ronnie?
I just was a cashier.
You were a cashier.
Yeah.
How long ago? I wonder if we worked at the same time.
No, it was like back in like 2000, 2001. I don't know.
When first Bank Yuma was starting.
Yeah, it was a very long time ago. But yeah, it wasn't fun.
So, because you had to be nice to people?
Because I was shy, very shy.
And look, now
well, this is still kind of secluded.
Yeah.
It's
That's
nice.
just really us.
It's just us.
Buna over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the corner.
But I feel like everyone starts at Target. Like my sisters did, I did. And so what'd you do after Target?
After Target, I worked 2 months at Sam's Club, and then that's when I got recruited at Compass Bank.
Nice.
So what's that like to get recruited? What's that like? Somebody sees that you're doing a good job there, or
someone
they like your personality? Somebody you knew.
Someone I knew that
okay.
was working there said, "Hey, we got a part-time teller position. You interested?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?"
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Better than
retail was
working at
fine,
Sam's.
but I agree, retail was fine. But there's a lot of exposure, especially Black Friday. You're just there. all night.
Oh, crazy! I remember my
Although
first
it's
one.
not how it used to be.
No, but
It's
back
better,
then,
yeah.
there was no online really back then. It was like
true.
2 a.m. people lined up out the door
Yeah.
fighting each other. It was crazy.
It was.
Yeah.
Those were fun times.
So as a teller, did you like being a teller? What is it? The life of a teller like?
Well, similar. I was very mortified as an introvert myself.
Oh, okay.
Answering phone calls
That
and
was good.
helping people out. It just put me like in a very uncomfortable position where it was out of my comfort zone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it took time to kind of build that shell.
But you're
outside.
a teller. Like, are you in the front or like the
you're in the
drive-through?
front.
You're in the front.
The
Okay.
drive-through would have been more fun.
So it's like a cashier. I mean, you're really
same. Okay.
it's the same thing. You're doing deposits, doing withdrawals for the
And you're all
customers.
nervous. Your first, hi, how are you doing
How are you
today?
doing?
You want to
Yeah, I
deposit
know.
this?
Very monotone.
Merry
Yeah,
Christmas.
exactly.
And then you're messing with people's money.
Yeah.
So they're like, you got that wrong.
And then there's like all
that's
these things
scary.
you have to remember. And
Uh-huh.
I mean, the
Very true.
regulations and making sure that you ID them and you're not giving people the wrong money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That could be scary,
That can be
huh? Like you
scary,
don't want to
so.
do that, miscount, and then well,
Yeah.
I just gave somebody $1,000. Like, like oh no, like chalk it up to another mistake. You know?
And then it comes out of your paycheck.
I know. So even being off like 5 cents, I was
Yeah.
mortified. I was like, oh, I got to find that 5 cents.
Yeah.
Dropped it. It was just on the floor.
Yeah. So it was fun.
But obviously, you did good
Yeah,
because
that's
you
right.
moved up, right?
I did.
What'd you do after that?
I became a personal banker, so started assisting the customers with their new accounts or just servicing their accounts, providing
Nice.
services, and from there became a branch manager. And from
So the
branch
personal
manager-
banker, let's start right there. So
Yeah.
that's even more personable,
Yeah.
right? You're dealing one-on-one. This is somebody like maybe somebody trying to open a business or
business account.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty hands-on, and it's also very intimate for that
It
person.
is.
So how'd you fit into that role? By the time you got there, were you already like have a groove and everything and come out of your shell?
I did come out of my confidence definitely
Yeah.
got built up. I definitely learned from other people that were mentoring me, and from there just embrace the fact that you're really helping people out.
Yeah.
That's what
Exactly.
you're doing. You're making sure that they have the tools and resources necessary for them to succeed.
You're helping
in the
them like
financial
start
world.
their dream
Yeah.
of opening up that business
Yeah.
account.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was more like I'm helping someone out as opposed to saying, "Well, I'm just terrified because I'm having to talk." You know?
Yeah.
So it's
I
like,
get
you
it
know,
all the
it's
way.
like-
Staring at me.
I remember opening up my first bank account as a business. I was a little nervous myself,
I
right?
just did mine like 3
my-
months ago, and I was like, "What do they need?"
Yeah, the articles of incorporation or
Yep.
whatever, like the different things that you need, and have it like my DBA, so I could do that, But and your job is to make everybody feel comfortable in it. Like, we're going to take care of you, your money, you're going to be fine.
Yeah. When you realize that there's a purpose for the things that you do, it makes a whole big of a difference.
That's
I mean,
true.
That's
you're
right.
able to approach it as a way that you're really helping them out. So it's
Yeah.
more of a conversation as I'm helping someone out.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And so, Arlene, are you from here?
I am. I'm from Yuma. I'm like a local. Well, I grew up in Mexico across the border.
Okay.
But, you know, like.
So until
you're
when?
5. Yeah, when you're 5 and they're like, your parents are like, okay, it's time for you to go to school now. I started coming over the border and then we just settled in Yuma.
Okay. So how old were you when you settled here finally?
I'm 5 years old.
5 years old.
Yeah.
Okay,
So when you have to kind of get, and I mean, like, I was born in LA, but like San Luis Rio Colorado is where I grew up.
Yeah.
And so Yuma's been my stomping ground since.
That's
Oh,
right.
gotcha.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to school at COFA. I graduated from COFA, and then I went to a couple of what is this? OC John? No,
Okay.
Elizabeth Post.
Yeah. Okay. The
Oh.
one that's not
the
a school
scary
anymore,
one,
right?
the haunted
haunted
one.
Yeah.
It is haunted. I used to
Really?
be so afraid to go to the restroom.
I got a phone call about that last week.
Yeah.
Because I think it was one of my nieces or something.
Saw a
It was
ghost?
one of my nieces. Well, no, my sister called. She's like, "Hey, what's the haunted school
Yeah.
here in Yuma?" And
Everybody knows
I
it's
was like,
Where they
"Post."
have all the
I
Christmas
had no idea.
programs?
Oh my God.
She was
Ricardo.
well. That's the thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
my niece is going to go to this Christmas program, and so my sister is trying to scare my niece and said, like, yeah, it's like, see, Uncle
love it.
John said that's the haunted one, and
It
we're going to
is,
see
though.
something. You
and
know,
and I remember when I was little, I remember feeling really nervous going to the bathroom with myself because it was haunted.
Because
It
all
feels
the ghosts
haunted,
are
too.
always in the bathroom.
It is.
Yeah, so in the mirror especially.
Oh, that's
and it's the
scary.
one that's all indoors, right? Like the
Yes.
whole thing. So it
Yeah.
is like I remember, like I'm not afraid of anything. So I like we had those
Okay,
Christmas
settle
programs.
down.
And no, in the Christmas programs, I would go and I would walk around,
Yeah, like, show me.
show me, show
Show
yourself.
yourself.
Show
You
yourself.
know?
Carry.
And so I would just like sneak off and go upstairs and kind of do all that stuff. But no ghosts. But I guess
I
if
already
it's
told
on-
you they
Yeah,
won't
they
show
won't show-
themselves to you
I
because you're
guess.
not a believer.
I'm not a
Oh,
believer.
yeah, you
You
gotta
have to believe,
It's
and
like
then they're
that.
like, "Okay, this guy's cool."
Yeah, I don't want to believe and I don't want to see them. And somehow that's a recipe for
Like,
you will be
boom, oh,
haunted.
man.
Yeah.
You will get a poltergeist in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you want to be when you were a youngster?
So okay, this is very inappropriate, but very
Uh-oh.
true story.
Okay, let's
Ricardo,
do
can
it.
I tell it?
Yeah, why
Go
not?
ahead.
He's like, "Oh,
HR's
you
not
have
here.
before."
So
HR's not here.
HR's not here. That's true.
Yeah.
So when I was in high school, we used to go to Mexico because that's like a thing we used
Oh,
to
yeah.
do back in the day.
Yeah.
Remember?
Party.
And so my friends and I created a fake ID,
Yes.
and my fake ID said I was going to do public relations.
Oh.
No way.
I'm not even joking.
But you're
Oh,
like, yeah,
wow.
right. Yeah.
No,
you're
this I don't even think I fully understood what it meant at
Yeah.
the time, but I put it on my college ID that I created in Mexico, and then I found it the other day, and I was like,
Wow.
oh my god,
Wow.
It was
Look-
already written in the stars.
Put it out there.
Manifesting,
I
huh?
need to see it. If you still have it,
I
need to
have
see
it. I'll bring it into
Post
the
it online
thread.
so we can all be
Right.
like,
We
she's
need to see
right.
it.
Yes, I actually.
But what
put
did
it
you
on
want to
there.
do in high school?
Uh,
Did you
so-
have a dream?
Yes, I actually communications. I actually
Oh, so,
wanted to.
okay.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I wanted to be a presenter for Telemundo, like
Oh.
Despierta America type
Yeah.
situation. But then, speaking in front of the camera and public
Mhm.
speaking is difficult.
It is.
So I was like, no, it's too difficult. It's too nerve wracking. So I went to
She's a
school
natural.
Yeah, you are.
I went to school and became like a public administration specialist.
Okay.
And
Oh,
work in
gotcha.
government. But then always my careers are always like, we want you to be a presenter. We
Yeah.
want you to
You
be.
Yeah.
had that
Yes.
spark.
So they recognize
exactly.
right that thing
Yep.
that was already in you. So they recognize you.
Yeah.
So they get you like, no, you can't be in front of the desk. You need to be in front of a
and
camera.
you're like,
a microphone.
no. So
Like
you
it-
worked for the mayor?
I did. Yeah. So
You're
I started off as an intern for the city of Yuma.
Oh.
And then I went to county, and then I went to the city to be
Whoa.
the chief of staff for Mayor Nichols.
What'd you do at the county before we get to the mayor thing? What'd you
I've done a couple of things. I was a paralegal,
Oh.
and then I got recruited for HR,
Okay.
and then I was the employee development trainer,
Mm.
and then I went to Mayor Nichols, and then I went back to the county to be the communications director,
Mhm.
and now
Did you like working for Mayor Nichols and doing that?
it was my favorite thing.
Really?
Oh,
It
gotcha.
was. It really was. It was super dynamic. We always had like a different thing that was
Mhm.
going to happen. Every day was different.
Hmm.
And so that's what I love about this position that I'm in now. It's
Mhm.
like I know what's going to happen, but I don't know what's
Exactly.
going to happen.
Well, it's like us.
yeah.
We know what's going to happen, but a lot of our guests will cancel or mics fall or you just know nothing works. Like you just
Yeah.
go with it.
I love it. I love the unpredictability
hmm
and like the going into today and be like, today might be so different. I love that.
So did you learn a lot scheduling the mayor and making
Yeah.
sure he was on task?
Oh my God. I remember we were in Phoenix and we were having this like legislative conversation. I remember thinking like, oh my God, you guys, I understand what you guys are talking about. it was like a moment. Yeah, like I understood the language, but at the beginning I didn't. And it's kind of like right now I'm learning a bunch of different terms and just like a bunch of services that we have. And so I know that it's going to be a moment where I'm going to be like, oh.
Yeah, the light switch will turn on for sure.
You can't tell us any like crazy stories working for the mayor. I always want to know some juicy stories.
Oh my God.
He doesn't listen, so.
He will listen. Yeah. He's probably going to text me later and be like.
He's literally texting you, right? Don't you dare. Don't you
Was there anything fun? You don't have to say
anything bad.
No, I mean, we seriously, every day was so different and dynamic that, you know, there's a couple of times, but we'll keep it for another show, you guys.
Off air.
Okay.
Off air, yeah.
But it was fun, though.
It was
fun.
Best.
So then you went to the county, and then what'd you do at the county?
I was a communications director for the Yuma County. And so like that was super different because I came in when there was a presidential election, the last one. And that was like unprecedented stress. And it was like a really big, I really appreciate the experience because it was difficult. It was a difficult one.
Yeah, totally.
And lots of learning there. Lots and lots of learning.
Growth.
Yeah, and lots of growth. And I figured, you know, sometimes you go and do something, you're like, I want it to be a little more fun, a little more dynamic. Yeah. That's what I've learned. That I like the flexibility that OneAZ. Yeah, that one.
So give me an example of a typical day real quick, though. Like, what would you do as the director?
At Yuma County?
Yeah.
So it was all media. It was incoming like questions, comments, and concerns from the public, from the media. I remember one time at Yuma County, there were like recording like, what is it? The First Amendment rights. And they were like a cohort of people came in and they were like, we're going to go into your offices. And they were like in my face and you can't tell me what to do. And I was like, no.
And they were upset about something, like maybe something
like they weren't upset, but they were testing the limits for the first right amendments for government buildings.
Oh, wow.
So they have the right to go in there and film and stuff. And so there's certain places that they're supposed to be off limits.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, like I'm here to help you. And they're like, you can't be the director. You're like a child.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You got to be calm and like, you know, breathe and kind of
like
just
not take it personal and
No. And I mean, you guys, honestly, I used to do customer service. I was in a restaurant for a long time. So
like a waitress?
I was a waitress and a bartender.
One. Oh.
Yeah. So you used to being calm under pressure then?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
everyone loves the bartender except when they get cut off, you know, but the waitress are like, I could never be a server. My husband was one for like 9-10 years. He loved it. Like, he's so good at memorizing regulars. And I'm like, dude, I would forget you needed ketchup like an hour ago. And then there goes my tip.
When you were sleeping.
It's like, where's Ronnie at again?
She left.
Yeah.
That's hard work right there.
I do think that everybody should have some sort of customer service job at the beginning of their life so they could just be like kind and patient.
Yes, I agree.
Humble.
I'm really nice to people that are making my food.
Yes, for sure.
You don't want a surprise.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to dive in some of the changes that you've seen or like and what you want to be known as in the community because it is an Arizona bank. It doesn't stand for AZ. It's AZ for the one after AZ.
OneAZ.
We're going to be back after a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
The Yuma Crossing National Heritage Area's Christmas at the Crossing will be alive with holiday lights at the Colorado River State Historic Park on December 19th and 20th. The event will feature food, live entertainment, light shows every hour, and express train rides. More information and tickets are available at yumaheritage.com.
I'm Juan Garcia from the KWC Newsroom. You're tuned to 94.7 FM, KOFA Border Radio. The weather forecast for Yuma today is sunny with a high near 81. Partly cloudy this evening with low around 53. Federal officials announced that the final defendant tied to a violent Arizona-based human smuggling ring has been sentenced. For more information, visit kawc.org/news. Stay tuned for more What's Up Yuma with Johnny and Ronnie on 94.7 FM, KOFA Border Radio.
I'm Maria Hinojosa. Next time on Latino USA, how a little boy's diary saved from the trash helped two young men share the truth about what happened inside the Tornillo child detention camp in Texas.
Somos fuertes y unidos, y nuestro plan es llegar a los Estados Unidos.
We are strong and united, and our plan is to reach the United States.
That's next time on Latino USA.
On Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here with Ricardo and Arlyn from OneAZ, formerly First Bank Yuma. And so like we said, you came in like right before the transition into OneAZ. You're kind of thrown into the fire. Ricardo's been there for quite some time. And so have you noticed any big changes, Ricardo? Or is there is it the same or is it different philosophy? What's the difference?
I think what made the acquisition pretty seamless was the fact that their culture was very much aligned with ours as First Bank Yuma. So they really do care about the community. They do care about the people, and they care about their customers, or as we know them now, members. And so they're very passionate about what they do in the communities they serve. And so it was a great alignment, and that's kind of what made it much easier for me to transition. Was the fact that they truly do care about the community. And so so there has been some changes. I mean, they're bigger and a bigger organization.
So bigger, does that mean like the app is going to be better at one point?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Like, are you complaining about the app?
Well, you know. So I've let's
You're a
see.
customer. Yes.
Well, okay. I'm just saying I put up with it.
You dealt with it.
I dealt with it because it's like I'm Yuma. I'm going to get Yuma. I'm going to support.
Exactly.
But like people are like, why haven't you cashed your check yet? And it's like, well, because I haven't been to the bank. Like, don't you have all this like cool stuff like everybody else? And like let me send that to you on what's that app?
Zelle.
Zelle. It's like, yeah, we don't have Zelle.
We don't have Zelle.
We didn't have Zelle, but we had mobile deposit.
Did we? Yeah, I don't know. Like I was like, I just got so frustrated with it. And I'm just
He gave up. He's all, you know what? I'm done.
But no, so is it going to be changes like that in the future?
They do have Zelle.
Oh, they do have Zelle.
My
Okay,
favorite.
because it seems like everybody uses Zelle.
Deposit. Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun.
And it's just like so quick and easy, and a lot of banks use it. There's no fees and stuff. I love Zelle.
Yeah, I do too. It's
Yeah,
so
people are like, I'll pay you on Zelle. It's like, no, you won't.
Yeah. I need cash.
You will give me cash.
You will give me cash.
Give me that money right now. But no, you said the culture, but then you said members. So credit union. What's the difference with that?
So credit unions are administered by the NCUA, so National Credit Union Association, while banks are administered by the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Company Corporation.
Gotcha.
So what does that mean to me, a member, consumer, client, whatever?
So a credit union is considered not for profit, while a bank is for profit.
Gotcha.
So credit unions they're not subject to taxes like a private or bank would be. So that's probably the biggest change. So with that, the credit union is able to offer members lower rates on loans and higher rates on deposits.
Oh, okay.
And that's like the advantage of the fact that there's no taxes that they have to pay for.
Nice.
So they're able to kind of give that back to their membership.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And so anything else, any other big differences or?
Well, your title changed.
Yeah, my title did change.
What are you now?
A market president.
President. We're sitting next to a president.
No, stop.
You are big time. So what does that mean for you now?
For me, it's pretty much the same thing. I still oversee the same community.
You just call him president now from now on, Ronnie.
You got a raise and he's president.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I was in transition where I had taken over as president and CEO for First Bank Yuma.
Oh, okay.
Because we had retirement of our CEO. So I had already taken on that role.
Gotcha.
But now it's more of a market presence. So now I still oversee the market. Yeah. It's just now at a grander scale, we have other market presidents that oversee other areas of the state.
So what is your day-to-day like that?
Yeah.
How do you oversee the market?
Well, that's kind of complicated right now. And that's kind of a heavy loaded question.
Okay, cool.
It's like, I can't answer that.
But explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
Simplify it.
So we're still going through a transition as so we did this huge rebranding. So now we're OneAZ.
Yeah.
Yes.
And but the systems aren't merged yet. And so as part of the merger, we're having to work through making sure that we look at all the data, make sure that we map it, correctly so that your name maps over to their system properly, your balances, all that stuff is still happening. And we're set to have that close out by September of next year.
Are you getting any pushback from people? Are they pretty excited? Or are they worried about like what you just said? Like, oh, my stuff's going to get lost or whatever.
There are concerns, but we tell them, you know, I think that's kind of where as OneAZ, they've tried making it very simple by saying, hey, we're going to over communicate. We're going to provide you as many FAQs that you need so that you can refer to that information. And if you have any questions, it's still the same people that you've dealt with in all these years. We're still going to help you.
I would just trust you guys. Be like, okay.
Yeah. So
I remember like my husband got a bank loan through a credit union and now it's Avenir. So like we just got a letter that's like, you're now part of Avenir. And I'm like, okay, rip, like throw it away. You know, like sounds good. I don't care.
Like, whatever.
That's me right there. Me and you right here.
So we're really working on making sure that everything is as seamless for everyone. But it takes time. And so as part of my role now is I'm kind of helping oversee the transition, but I'm also making sure that the branch managers have the support they need to assist the membership and as we're still involved heavily in the community.
Awesome. So me as a member, is there anything I need to do? Because I'm the same way. Like you guys sent me a lot of stuff in the mail and like, it's like, all right.
If it doesn't say past due, I'll just throwing it away.
It's like, that doesn't look like a bill or anything. So I'm throwing that away, but I probably should read it. But if not, I'll walk in like, we sent you a bunch of mail.
Like you did?
Well, honestly, for you, nothing changes.
Okay.
I mean, you still use the current app. You still use the everything that you're used to.
But
also
ATM
understand
card
you do have mobile deposit.
Yeah, I do now. Now I know. Now I know how to do it.
Yeah,
transfer.
You don't have to order checks.
I love
you don't have to order any checks.
That
your debit
changed the
card still
game,
works.
dude. Mobile deposit changed the game.
Really
I
bad.
hate going to the bank. Now I'm like,
Oh, Ronnie,
well, I mean, it's not like a
don't you
place
want
to hang out.
us?
Don't you want to? Let's go to lunch.
Yeah, go to lunch.
So in my business, I've learned my mentor told me go to the bank. That's what he taught me. Go to the bank. Go in there, smile, and just do your business. Go there. And I swear to you, that's how I got a client. Is going to the bank. I turn around. I'm like, hey, you're so and so, and it's like, yeah, like, hey, I've been, wanting to meet you and stuff like that. And then boom, he's a client with two separate businesses, and just by going in there interacting. And that's why I chose again First Bank Yuma, because the Yuma thing. I wanted to deal with people in Yuma and stuff like that. And I just went there last week, and this was like when I first saw him, got him as a client maybe 8 years ago, and I went there this last week to go do the same thing. And his dad was there. So it was kind of cool. It's like, I ran into his dad, and it's Curtines. It's longtime business here. And, the Curtines family, Robbie. And so it was just really cool to be able to do that. So that's why I enjoy going to the bank and interacting. Yeah. Like I do that. So I wouldn't use the mobile deposit anyway. Like I do that on purpose.
But it's relationship building, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're making those connections, and similar to just the community involvement, you're making those relationships so that you just build upon that.
Right.
And that's how Yuma helps each other out.
Yes.
I mean, really, Yuma helps each other out when they see a common cause that they're very passionate about, and then they just go work together on it.
Absolutely. And I believe somebody I dealt with a lot there is Emma. Is she still there, or
she's Teller? Yes,
Teller. Yeah. See, like I remember her name. I go on, talk to her. Like, how's it going? So when I was on the other radio station at the bank right there on 28th. That branch. So they would listen to my show all the time. I had a music show on 100.9 The River. And they would enter in contests. And one time they won one of my contests and stuff. So it was pretty cool. So I'd go in there, and it's like, oh, they're listening to me right now.
Yeah.
And like, it was kind of cool. And then we got to give them I forget, it was like coffee or something from the coffee bean that
I actually was there.
You were there?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember that.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So that local, I like that. There's a charm to it, but you're still local. Like you said, there's still the same people that come in and interact with. And deal with and getting that message across. And that's why you got Arlyn here.
Ask you, so what do you do every day?
What would you say you do here?
Yes.
What do you do here?
So I think the most important thing for me and the way I see my job is identifying places where we can have the biggest community impact. Going out there, like I'm never not working for OneAZ, because like I'll be at a restaurant and I'll sit down and have a conversation with somebody. I'll be like, oh my God, you do this? Oh, how can we help you? How can we provide a service to provide the organization that you're trying to
So
build.
you're just like a 24/7 networker.
I know.
So
and I
never
already
off.
do that. No, I don't. And I wake up like it could be 3 a.m. and I wake up like this, you know?
Oh, geez.
Yeah, we're actually talking about that. I was like, if my energy is too much, you guys please tell me.
No, you're all good.
No, you're actually very.
It's a safe haven for energy
Yeah,
here.
you're fine.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you have any like ideas that you want to bring?
Yeah. So one of the I recently just had a conversation with Chicanos por la Causa, and they were like, you know what, we really are identifying like low understanding for finance, like financial literacy and just general finance. And I was like, oh, okay, well, how can I help you?
Yeah.
And they're like, these are the things that we would like. And so just in conversation from somebody told somebody that to reach out to me.
Oh.
And that's how they reached out to me. And I was like, yeah, I'll sit down. I mean, it depends what you guys are looking for, but I'm willing to work, curate, and create something for you specifically for your staff and your participants and your
to
members.
like educate them
on
what it means to be financially stable.
Budgeting or, you know, like depositing your check via your phone.
Yeah, like you see, I got educated today. So
take out your phone, everyone, and download the app.
Yeah,
download.
Just like a 5-year-old. Do it. Keep it going.
Here's the thing. We laugh about that stuff, but it's something that, like, you know, I know for my mom, I have to sit with her and have all the patience in the world so I can explain these things.
Oh, that's like my husband. Okay. He's so bad with technology.
Yes.
And I'm like, type faster or, you know, clicking all these
understand quicker.
He's a muscle man. So it's like that's his world.
Firefighter and EMT. I'm like, how do you like drive and handle the, you know what I mean?
Don't you have a bunch of controls on that truck?
His job is just to look good with those muscles. That's it. That's
well, he's doing great.
And get on that calendar they do for the firefighters. Yeah. So we do got to go. Any last words you want to leave everybody with this acquisition to the new bank? Or credit union, I should say.
No, and thank you again for having us. All in with the fact that OneAZ is fully committed to continuing First Bank Yuma's impact in the community. So a lot of what we did for so many years, they are coming in and saying, hey, we're going to support that. We're going to support the food bank. We're going to support all these nonprofits that really are viable for this community to continue to exist. And so that's their impact. That's their mission. And they continue to do that. They have a foundation and they're very, they really are giving back to the community and are fully committed to Yuma.
So if somebody has questions right now, what's the best way to get those questions answered if they're a little unsure or maybe nervous about this?
Come see us, call us, visit. We have Facebook, Instagram. There's definitely social media sites where they can also gain a lot of that information.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She's up at like 3 a.m.
I'm going to give everybody
talk.
Arlene's phone number.
I know. I will answer. Just so
She's
you know.
like, I'm already awake. What's
Just
up?
know that you're getting this level of energy when you call me. So be prepared.
It's like, Arlene, it's 3 a.m. It's like, well, you called me. It's like, yes. But,
no, you're great.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with our next guest who has been sitting patiently in the corner watching.
So beautifully.
Buna George. Yeah. And from the Port Authority, what is it? You
San
say
Luis support. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get there. It's something. They do something with the port. All right, we're going to do that after a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma and Imperial Valley Wealth Management, offering retirement planning, investment consulting, and money management aligned with the goals of each client. Appointments and information are at yivwm.com. Investment advisory services offered through CWM LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Next time on the Retro Cocktail Hour, we've got the exotic sounds of the Waitiki 7 and the new Les Baxter Orchestra. Plus, the Brass Impact Orchestra will take you to the very threshold of pain. I'm Darryl Brogdon. Join me where the music is shaken, not stirred. The Retro Cocktail Hour.
Saturday evening from 7 to 9 on Border Radio KOFA.
For KAWC News, I'm Cisco Stargazer. Last Friday, San Luis High School held its annual Special Ed Christmas Posada and Transition Fair, a night where students with disabilities can shine. But the event wasn't just for those within the Exceptional Student Services Department. ESS counselor and event organizer Yesenia Reinaga Martinez explained this was meant to help students fit in.
That's why this year we brought in a lot of the clubs at our school to try and make it more inclusive. You know, like, I'm here for this, but I'm actually here to get recognized as well, you know.
There were all sorts of opportunities to participate. Marcelo Valenzuela, for example, led the audience in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I'm just feeling happy. I like to say something in the stage.
The Posada has become a beloved community event.
Aquí en la comunidad se hace en grande cuando es el evento navideño. Entonces sí es algo común en esta comunidad.
Valenzuela's mom, Gabriela, explained that it's because Christmas time is a special time for San Luis. For KAWC News, I'm Cisco Stargazer.
K-pop would not be K-pop without duets. Tune in or stream the K-pop for Border duet show this week on KOFA Border Radio. We'll hear boy duets from 17, girl duets from Red Velvet, and sibling duets from ACMU. I'll play some ballad duets because you can't have a duet show without some slow, sad songs. But hey, don't worry, there'll be some J-Hope and Le Seraphim to pick us up. Join me for the K-pop for Border duet show this week on KOFA Border Radio, Saturdays at 1 p.m.
Registration is open for the Yuma Territorial Marathon, Half Marathon, and 10K race on Saturday, January 31st. Hosted by the Caballeros de Yuma, this out-and-back course with minimal elevation change is a qualifier for the Boston Marathon. Runners of all levels are welcome. Information at yumamarathon.com.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here now joined by Buna George from the Greater Yuma Port Authority, and we're going to figure out what that is and here in a little bit. But first, we like to get to know our guests. And I know you've been in Yuma for at least some time because you and Ronnie were talking about you guys went to school together or whatever.
That's right.
Yeah. We were softball players together.
And softball players. Oh,
Yeah.
We
okay.
graduated 2004 together.
In fact, I'm playing. I joined a softball league. My first game is tonight.
Really?
Yeah. I want to apologize to my teammates. I haven't played in.
You're like, I'm out of
15 years.
practice.
Yeah, well.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, and I can't even imagine playing now. Like, I just feel like I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
you know?
I swung a bat and I was like, oh man.
I threw out my back already.
Yeah, no, I am a human.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
Yeah.
human.
So,
All right.
Dad was stationed here, MCAS after the Vietnam War.
Okay.
And then my mama, my beautiful mama, was a beautiful little, como se dice, little nurse in Mexico.
Okay.
And my dad was like, whoa.
Say what?
Yeah, say
She's
what?
hot.
Ay, Dios mío.
Yeah, something like that.
Mamacita, like stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, and I told him, I said, you didn't speak any Spanish, and she didn't speak any English, and you guys thought it was like, we should totally get married.
Yeah, this
And
way,
I'm-
yeah,
That's
why
why
not?
it worked. They couldn't understand each other. They're
Yeah,
like, we
that's
can't
how it
get
lasts.
each other.
And I
Yeah.
said, oh, he's like, oh, the language of love. And I was like, stop.
The language of
I
love.
don't want to hear any of that.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
Well, it worked, right?
yeah, to an
Yeah.
extent. So,
Ah.
like, funny story. My dad, when he married my mother, he was 39 and mom was 22, right? So, a
Okay.
little bit of an age difference.
Sure.
And he had already had an older, like, he had kids. He
Yeah.
said, I had surgery to not have kids. Well, one day at work, because he was a contractor,
Uh-huh.
he had an accident where he fell, like, on a ladder like this.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, back in the day, they used to tie it and not, like,
Yeah.
suture and burn it. So then my mom is like, I'm pregnant by this man who told me I couldn't be pregnant by him. So
Yeah.
how am I going to communicate that when I don't speak the language?
Whoa.
So she
That's
just
that's a novella right there.
No
Oh, I
kidding,
know.
right?
That's
So
a-
I was
how'd
like,
she tell him to show him the test?
well, I don't know. We didn't get
we
into
didn't get that
opinion.
far.
Yeah,
Oh,
anyways,
dang
but
it.
so I'm 40 now, so I'm like, here I am. And
You're
it
the
all turned out
magic
okay.
baby.
You're here, yeah.
You're the miracle baby.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
another happy accident.
That's right.
That was a happy accident that he had. And,
Yes. Oh, I was like, I mean, it had to be happy. I didn't give him any other choice,
That's
but
right.
yeah, no, it's been great. I mean, like I said, we graduated from Cibola together.
Mhm.
so what was Ronnie like in high school though? Like, let's start there. Let's
Okay, so Ronnie
Oh,
Was she
had
Veronica?
no.
Well, she was Veronica.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
said, oh, this whole Ronnie thing is,
Yeah.
you know, Ronnie had a mean arm. Like, I mean, one of those,
like
when you would hear that, like
right
with
to the glove.
Yes.
Strikeouts were like the most thrilling thing you could do.
Right. And
great.
she was
Is that the wind up one where they do that?
Yeah.
That's how softball is.
Yeah, right?
And she
show us, Ronnie, real quick.
Throw at my arm.
No, just a little. You don't have to do it fast. Just show us. Show us. Show it.
That's all you get.
That's like 15 miles an hour. You can easily do 7.
I did not hit the glove like this. I did not hear any noise.
I still talk to some people on the softball team. I like our old coach, Miss Parker. Like, do you remember her? It was such a good time. It was, things were so easy back then.
Yeah. Parker and I get our nails done at the same place. What? And so I've lost about 125 pounds in like the last 18 months. I had bariatric surgery, but that'll be a whole other conversation.
Yeah, I saw online. That's amazing.
Yeah. And so she's like, I was like, hey, she's like, I have a bunch of clothes. And I'm like, dude, hook it up because I'm losing, like, and I said, if you continually invest, like, that just gets really expensive. So all of my friends who have dressed me, thank you, because they've also lost
all the excess clothes.
Yeah, seriously. So I was like, man, thanks, Parker. Like 20 years later.
This was our softball coach. Like, she was so crazy.
Yeah, no, she's great.
She's amazing.
Yeah, so has she changed much though, besides changing her alias because of the legal trouble?
No, absolutely. She's a G, man. She will forever be a G. She's amazing. She's a wonderful woman. Yeah,
I know. It's been a long time, but yeah, when you reached out, I was like, man, I went to high school with Buna. I've heard all about you. So many people are like, you got to have Buna on the show.
Oh,
so
very cool.
Popular.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is a close-knit community.
That's right.
And if anything, I have to really say thank you, not only for the ability to just share the space and be here, but you not only. I'm not coming on here because it's strictly Port Authority, but who's the person behind it? What's the what? Or what's the, you know what I mean? The why behind it, which I think adds a whole other level of who's serving this community.
That's right.
Like, I have absolutely wonderful things to say about not only Arlyn and Ricardo, because I've seen them. I know Ricardo from Compass Bank times, right?
Yeah.
That's like when I did my first overdraft at Compass Bank, and my dad was like, we don't do that. And I was like,
you're out of the house.
Yeah, basically.
You shamed me.
But it goes back to, I didn't, dad was very blue collar and mom was first generation. So, and we can probably all attest to this. We're a lot of first generation on a lot of different elements to be financially savvy and like what a life insurance policy is, et cetera. Yeah. For this next gen, like kids, et cetera. I don't have any kids. It'd be for your kids.
We both have quite a few.
Okay. Kudos to you, man. I got some pretty cool dogs.
So when you were young though, like in Ronnie's throwing those fastballs, what'd you want to be? Like, did you want to be a Port Authority person?
Yeah.
I don't think so, because I don't even think you thought it was a thing. But what was your dreams, your aspirations?
So even people who I meet in like the economic development realm, they're like, yeah, nobody ever planned on being and doing this when they were younger, right? When we were in our softball, which is sophomore, junior year, my parents were getting a divorce, and it was a matter of do you want to keep your car? And I'm like, yeah, of course I want to keep my car. They're like, you got to go to work. So it's like all of a sudden you kind of had to, I got shoved into that. Right. Yeah. So I ended up working for a furniture company, and then I went into HVAC and trades. So I have this absolute love for just the trade industry in general.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I started really young at 17 doing dispatching for a local AC company. And that's when I learned.
Which one?
Polar Cooling.
Polar?
Whoop, whoop. I'm a whoop whoop to Polar.
What?
Yeah.
So people would call you and be like, my AC is broken.
Yeah. And
I
I'm
need
like,
help.
You have to queue it, and you have to do, what's going to have a priority, right? Is it going to be Applebee's because they have $400,000 worth of products that need to be maintained, or Mrs. Smith's unit, right? Well,
sweating.
Yeah, but again, you put different priorities, different technicians, different skill sets. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. Cool. So, but then I was like, man, I really love to tell people what to do. Like,
you like that? Like, you got a little bit of power.
I did, and I said, oh, okay, might as well start it young. So, and then just kind of escalated from there.
What did you do after that?
Went into custom home builder. So it's just like I stayed within construction, but I had a really good like accounting background, because that's what mom did, was books. I think that trauma after my first overdraft was like
never again.
Was like balanced to the penny, right? There's just this gratification to be able to balance your books that quick. And so went into construction, and then moved up to Phoenix for a few years. Also worked for an HVAC company. Went to school. Got the big city, kind of element living out of there, and it was really great. But at the end of the day, this is home. And I just, my parents are older. My brother had moved away. And believe it or not, like, if I don't feel well, then I'm just going to go to Mexico to my doctor. Right. Versus if I don't feel well, then I have to schedule an appointment, and then they can see me 2 weeks later where I'm possibly dead,
Yeah.
So, anything can happen. Yeah.
Right. It was that convenience factor, that like being away from the border. And I said, man,
it's great being next to the border.
Yes.
It's absolutely great. I love it. people complain or, oh, it's scary in Mexico, I've heard, stuff like that. Or, like people coming across, it's like, you guys have no idea how
they just
good
probably
we have
haven't
it.
tried it yet.
Yeah,
it's lack of education on what it's really like.
I go to the dentist, obviously. Alcodones is the dental capital of the world, of the whole world. So it's great. You go over there, like you said, you get sick, you go down there, get your medicine, go there, get some tacos, some delicious ones, and a bacon wrapped hot dog that actually tastes good.
Horse race betting.
Yeah, so it is great. I actually I really like it. So you said you wanted to come back and get that experience again.
Yeah, and so then I transitioned into a real estate company. They still had a building company, so I did property management, and then I got into real estate. And it's one of those, like, I think I just stumbled, right? It's just like, I'll go over here. I'll go over here.
Just try it out.
Yeah, because it'd be different if, like, my parents had an education fund for me, and I could do this in the traditional route, and that just wasn't me, right?
Yeah,
It's just like, I think you get a little bit gritty where you're like, this is where I don't want to stay, and this is what eventually I'm going to do. So you just kind of kept clawing, and that's what happened.
So what'd you do in real estate?
I ended up getting my license. I still have my license. It's been 13 years. But I did property management. I did the accounting side. So it's like you're responsible. At that time, we managed 175 units. So it's simultaneously either 175 owners or 175 tenants can call you for anything. Yeah.
Wow.
And I wasn't even the manager, right? Like I worked under the manager. So it was
busy.
It was definitely busy.
But you seem so organized. Like you'd be right on it. Like, something's leaking, I'll call the plumber,
Well, and again, that was the property managers, I just had to make sure, like, okay, is the plumber, have we paid him up to date?
So you did the books.
Yeah. So are we queued? Are we okay? Like, and keeping those relationships on the back end, because if they're like, she pays us like 3 months late all the time, like they're not going to take care of you, right?
No.
So it's having to know how to kind of cultivate all of that. So yeah, it's been fun. And then after bed, I can tell you my kind of 2015 story. I had a cancer diagnosis, October 2015, and my life took a complete 180.
Whoa.
And so I was just like, oh my goodness, like life is short, right?
Yes.
And then all of a sudden you have this like expiration date stamped on your back. And I'm like, I can't see it. Like,
when's it coming?
Is it 3 months, 6 months, 14 years? So then I had to take some time off because of health wise. And then, like I said, I was like, I've done this and let's just see what else is out there. And I kicked fear in the face and stumbled into greatness, or stuttered into greatness, as they say.
Yeah.
Fell right into it.
Right. Pretty much.
Ronnie stumbles in here every morning. So like she's doing something.
3 minutes to start. I'm like, I'm here, guys.
No joke. This morning, Arlene was like, is it just you today or what? I was like, no, Ronnie gets here.
That's like the normal guest question.
Yeah.
I thought you had a co-host.
Yeah. But you keep stumbling, you end up, and look at Ronnie's doing great.
Hey, C's get degrees, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to fast forward to the Port Authority, what you do there, and what a Port Authority is, because it said in the bio, quasi-government, and we're going to figure out what that means after a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
We're searching for our next content director, a creative newsroom and programming leader who's excited about elevating the voices and stories of our region. If you want to shape meaningful local content across radio and digital platforms, this is an opportunity to help guide the future of public media in Yuma. Details at kawc.org/jobs.
From KAWC, this is Siendo Primero.
Being First is a program created by students for students.
My name is Ajay Bárcenas.
And my name is Evelyn Garcia. Here we will share stories, information, and voices that connect with students' life.
Cada sábado les traeremos un nuevo tema directamente a tus oídos.
This show is available as a podcast or online. Just search kawc.org under the shows tab. A new vision with the same mission: to give students a voice.
The weather forecast for Yuma today is sunny with a high near 81, partly cloudy this evening with low around 53. In Prescott, sunny with a high near 71 and a light and variable wind, increasing clouds this evening with a low around 40. In Kingman, sunny with a high near 73 and a north-northeast wind around 6 to 9 miles per hour, partly cloudy tonight with a low around 47. And sunny in Flagstaff with a high near 64 and a light east wind. We'll see clear this evening with a low around 24.
Ever wanted to be on the radio? Still talking into your hairbrush in the mirror? Border Radio needs you as a volunteer host. Share music, stories, and local conversations that matter. No experience necessary. We'll provide the training. Email info@borderradioaz.org or call 877-838-5292 for more information.
Somewhere specifically?
Why are we whispering?
She's asking me where she should look,
Okay.
and I'm like, just us.
This was a cool intro. I like this. Yeah, that was.
We're whispering.
We're whispering.
This is the quiet show.
What do I do with my hand?
We are here. Well, okay, welcome back. You're
Yes,
listening
we
to
are
a
back.
radio show. It's called What's Up Yuma, and we are here with Buna George. And so, okay, here's what we're going to get into.
Okay.
What do you do?
What do I do?
Yes.
So I serve, well, principally, I'm CEO of LG Advising, which is my own consulting company. So I contract with the Port Authority.
Okay, wait a minute. What is that?
My company.
Yeah.
So it's basically services that I provide to the Port Authority.
You know, I get what businesses do.
Yeah,
but
no,
what
and
do
on
you
the
do
adminis-
specifically?
Yeah,
I'm-
okay.
And I'm teasing, but
Yeah, no. So in my capacity, I serve as the executive director to the Greater Yuma Port Authority, which
Okay.
is a quasi-governmental, meaning made up of governments, nonprofit.
Okay.
You're like, governments can't have nonprofits. Guys,
Yes, they
Yes,
can.
they can. All right. And so it was a collective measure to split port operations, and we're talking international port of entry. At one time, commercial vehicles, the big trucks, were
Yeah.
processed alongside the cars.
Okay.
And so as volume started to increase, there was safety elements because you
Mhm.
had people coming across and then cars and then all of a sudden these big
Wow.
semis, right?
Yeah.
So they said, hey, in order to increase economic activity for the area, let us come up with a two-port solution, as they say.
Okay.
So they take the commercial operations separately from the pedestrian and the private vehicles.
Mhm.
So that's when San Luis 2 was created. The organization has been around since about 1999.
Mhm.
And then there has been, I believe, two directors prior to myself, right?
Okay.
And so the whole implementation of acquiring the land to do a new commercial port, you had to work with the federal government. At that time, it was in the middle of nowhere. When's the last time you've been to San Luis? Either one of you?
Just like last week for a wrestling match.
A month ago, yeah.
Okay, all right. And you did you like actually drive around?
No,
did
I was at
Okay.
I was at
I went to
Rolls
the
and
high
Bowls.
school. He went
You
to
were at
Rolls and
Rolls
Bowls. I went to San Luis High School.
Okay, all right. Abraham's amazing.
Yeah.
Good friend of mine. So when you get next time, right?
Okay.
You go down the Avenue E corridor, the Avenue F corridor. Avenue E is where the commercial port is.
Okay.
At that
Okay.
time, that used to be 7 miles out of town when there was absolutely nothing out there. So they
Mhm.
said, oh, nothing's going to impede essentially from this. Now it's just residences pretty much all the way up to the federal prison over there.
Okay.
But again, that's growth, right? Like
Yeah.
inevitably that's growth. Plus, if you're familiar with the footprint, not only of Yuma County,
Mhm.
but the state of Arizona, there is a lot of state and federal land pockets. So you could be
Mm.
driving around and say, well, why don't they do something there? Well, chances are
Mm.
because it's a federal government land and you have to do,
Yeah, a lot.
all kinds of
Oh,
clearances.
yeah,
for
yeah.
it
You
for
can't
it
just
to
build
be.
anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
And is it zoned correctly? Is it through the city? Is it through
Mhm.
the county, et cetera? So anyways, on the element kind of coming back to the Port Authority, I'm a super nerd about this. just so
Okay,
you know.
yeah.
She's
Full
in the
disclosure.
zone, you guys. She's all
full disclosure. So, and again, that just going to the two-port solution, right? So once they separated the operations, and now San Luis 1, which is where the pedestrians and private vehicles are, is undergoing a $350 million renovation or
Whoa.
improvement. So there's currently 8 lanes. It will now be expanded to 16 lanes. So,
Oh
So
my
when is that supposed
gosh.
to take effect?
so that is already in construction.
Okay.
cool.
And the throughput, I believe, into Mexico is supposed to start in about March or April.
Mhm.
And then they're going to slowly kind of transition the lane openings, not
Mhm.
fully to the 16, because again,
Yeah.
you're going through all these like kind of narrow corridors, and there's a lot of infrastructure on the city side that still has to be kind of brought up.
Sure.
And I'll share numbers with you right now as far as like what the crossings are,
Mhm.
kind of to date. So private vehicles to date and the calendar 2025, 2.9 million.
Wow.
Pedestrians, 1.8 million. Passengers, over 5.05. Am I boring you,
No,
bro?
I'm sorry. I know. I knew you were going to say that.
Sorry.
No,
Johnny's
no.
yawning,
Johnny's
you guys.
yawning. I gotta
so
go,
sorry.
guys.
Yeah, no.
putting you on the spot.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
great. No, I would have done it. I would have done it to you too. So I'm glad you did that.
Right. No, it's okay. And then commercial vehicles, we're at about 38,000. So, and
Oh
you know,
my
we're usually anywhere between 50 to 60,000 on the commercial side. But just, you know, the private vehicles and the pedestrians, obviously we're familiar with what our peak season is, which is, you know, November to about March or April.
Yeah.
So, and again, those are northbound numbers, not southbound numbers. So our role, for example, is just to facilitate the relationship between what the federal government's doing and then kind of the state and the city, right? If there's any gaps that we have to fill per se for it to be a more efficient operation, because that's what you're looking for, efficiency. Because I don't like to wait. You don't like to wait. I mean, if you go to Disneyland, you know you're gonna have to wait in line.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why I get the fast pass.
Even then.
Do you guys offer a fast pass?
Century.
Century.
Really?
Yeah. So, but 40% of the volumes of traffic that come through San Luis is in the Century line.
Wow.
So you're like, I have Century, but you still have to wait.
Yeah, you still gotta wait.
You still have to wait. Yeah.
'Cause everybody wants it.
That's right. Yeah. But there is going to be more Century accessibility once the new port is open. I believe they're going to have a few more queued.
I have a question.
Sure.
So it's always San Luis. Is Algodona is going to do anything? But no, because it's not that type of port.
You have to look at the land, I believe. And this is
there's not much. I guess on that side.
That's Baja California. That is a state of California. That's, you know, I'm Arizona, Sonora.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But in generally speaking, because that's where my mom's family's from, right? So it's like all our entire life. Anywhere from the Green Door in 2002. Right?
What? She just said the Green Door. That's
Do you
what's
remember
up.
that?
Oh, was that what?
Oh my god!
I don't know.
About it this week.
Google it.
I can't believe I would hang out there. You know, now when I think about it with my kids, I'm like, oh my god.
I know. I drive by it and I was
wild.
like, oh my goodness. But I believe they're landlocked.
Oh, so okay, yeah.
There's
I
only
was
so
wondering.
many. Yeah. I mean, it would be great. I think if they could expand, they probably would. But at this time, I think the cost of what they lease from, I think the tribes, because there's not anything that's owned by the federal government. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
So you said you have a consulting company though?
So I started initially like as a 1099 because they weren't when I came on board, there hadn't been a director in about 5 years. So the board didn't really know what direction they were kind of wanting to go into. So long story short, and I said, hey, I like the flexibility. I like to be able to kind of be a little bit on my own element, learning what I need to learn. So that I just went ahead and created my LLC.
Oh, so you created it in order to get, gotcha.
So it was just easier. Yeah, no, I didn't just go into it. It was just kind of, and then that's when I got really into the transit stuff.
Oh, okay. Right on. And then you knew you'd be a perfect fit?
No.
Oh.
No, absolutely not.
Then how'd you because you said you nerd out on this, like that just came later?
It just came, So when the chairman at the time, I just asked to have coffee with him because I saw how he was involved in the community, and that's Matia Rosales, which is Esteban's father, which I know you had last week.
He's the one that recommended you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's such a nice guy. Yeah, he is a nice guy. And it's just a matter of, hey, I see what you're doing and I think it's successful. Like, how could I do to mimic?
Sure.
And then he's like, we have this position open for the Port Authority. You want to apply? And I'm like, sure.
See what happens when you just ask?
Yeah.
Like,
and I read through the job description and I was like, lift 25 pounds, apply.
There you go.
Done.
Right. Didn't get hired on the first round. And in fact, I have some board members who were like, hey, number 2. And I'm like, thanks.
Wow.
7 years later.
You'll always be number 2.
But if anything, like the kind of big win that I really do want to, I know we're a little bit coming up on time. So on the commercial operations, an entomologist is what the USDA has to identify your pests. So if you're bringing the produce, right, in from Mexico into the US, they have to do inspections. CBP has agriculture specialists that have a certain level of clearance.
Yeah. Okay.
But if it's above their clearance, then they have to go into USDA. So at one time, we only had somebody that was part-time as an entomologist. Recently, we worked with the state office with Director Brierly with USDA. So now we have somebody there staggered on a full-time basis.
Nice.
So recently with what was going on with the protests in Mexico, where they closed the accessibility into the commercial port in Mexicali, veered a lot of that traffic over here into the Sonora area. So where we're normally anywhere from 275 to 325 trucks, last week, I think they had volumes of over 750 on a daily
Oh
basis.
yeah, that is
so
a lot.
backed up.
And again, if we hadn't worked on that for 2 years prior,
You wouldn't be
to
able to handle that traffic.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's where the Port Authority comes in, where it's like we're kind of that middle person to say, hey, this is what industry needs, this is what government's doing, this is why it works, this is why it doesn't work. And again, at the end of the day, we want to promote efficiency to promote economic vitality to the area through lawful trade and travel.
Lawful is the key word. She looked at you.
Yeah, no, why did you look at me when you said that? I don't
She's
understand.
all, Johnny, I have a lot of questions. And I'm like, all right, talk to me about
lawfully.
So quick story. I know we're going to run. I got to tell this quick story.
Hurry.
Me and Jeff were hanging out in a bar in Phoenix the other day, and a guy was talking. I heard this guy talking. He's like, yeah, so how was jail? I was like, yeah, it was like I was. Here's the story. And it's like, yeah, it was this. And like, it was like, well, what happened? It's like, yeah, I was crossing these guys, these illegals over, and they started following me. So I kicked the illegals out, but then the illegals snitched on me. And then now, and I'm like, what is this guy telling the story right here? Like, you know,
all out loud like that.
All out loud. And he just got out of jail. So yes, no, I do not want to do anything illegal
Me
like
either.
that. No,
I don't ever want to go back.
No,
Yeah.
and that's always, and I think is our responsibility, and I'll end with that, is like to change the narrative. Because you say, oh, you're on the border, oh, it's so scary. And I'm like, you guys, it's not a game of Red Rover. Like, you know, there's a lot of stuff in place. So
absolutely.
anyways, all good.
Well,
You're making it more efficient.
Thank you so much. We'll get you back on when we have more time.
We can nerd out some more.
We can nerd out. And I promise I won't yawn this time. I'll try to get sleep the night before.
Thanks.
Leave me alone.
He's
Okay.
tired.
Yeah, I do a lot. No. Okay. And with that, What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC, Colorado River Public Media. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. We want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, along with Anthony Arnales, Juan Garcia, and Dave Reek.
And you can find out more about KAWC at kawc.org, on Facebook at KAWC Radio, and on the KAWC app. And stay tuned following our program for COFA Midday Music.
And on our next program, which will be Monday, RC Whitcomb from New Class Car Club. They got a car show coming up, as well as Jackie Alves, I believe that's how you say her name, from the Beauty Bar.
All right. And you can listen to the podcast version of our program and past episodes at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio, and email us if you want to be on the show at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
All right. Once again, thank you so much. It was great.
Good to reconnect after 20 years.
One more time, Ronnie, real quick. One more time. There it is.
Strike.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma and Imperial Valley Wealth Management, offering solutions for those who value financial planning. YIVWM.com.
Broadcasting from Yuma campus of Arizona Western College for more than 55 years, this is Border Radio, 94.7 FM, KOFA Yuma. We also broadcast at 1320 a.m. in Yuma at kawc.org and on the COFA app.
KAWC and Border Radio are supported by the Yuma Art Center, advancing the arts by providing opportunities for community participation and artistic growth. Presenting unique exhibits, theater productions, and classes, the Art Center is committed to building a vibrant and diverse arts community. Learn more about events, programs, and opportunities at yumaartcenter.com.
BBC News.